Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Random Hunts in Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. It's currently the 3rd of December 2018 as I'm recording this, and it is the 51st part of my video series. I was actually intending on recording in Freedom Unite, like right now, but I just wasn't able to get into a hunt immediately, because I wanted to just do one hunt before I went to bed, and I thought, well, how about I record that hunt? That would be a good idea, and so that's what I'm doing right now. I ended up having to go and play Portable 3rd to achieve that, but whatever. A Monster Hunter game that I can record will do, so that's what I'm currently doing. Anyway, I will see you guys again when we get into the quest, because I don't want you guys to have to sit around waiting for too long for that to get started, so I'll see you guys in a moment. And I am back. So, essentially, I am using a hammer against this monster, even though I am very much aware of the fact that Silver Rathalos is not weak in his head, or on his head, or whatever. But I just felt like using a hammer, so you're going to have to excuse me for my, I guess, lack of giving a shit about doing the most damage that I can possibly be doing. It's a bit ridiculous because I do actually have weakness exploit here, but, as I just said, the head is not a weak point, so obviously this armor set and this weapon type as a whole is not too great for this quest, but whatever. Here I am using it. You're gonna have to deal with it. But anyway, I haven't really been playing as much Portable 3rd lately. I've been trying to get more time into... He's gonna be over this way, isn't he? Min, of course, has no idea where she's going, or he's going, whoever it is. Was that the shadow? Maybe Min does know where she's going, I don't know. I think one thing that needs to be asked is where the hell this Rathalos is going. Rathalos can't seem to make up his mind himself. But anyway, did I miss that or hit that? I didn't really see. I'm not playing with sound, so I can't really hear, but anyway. I'm gonna have to go for a super pound here. Anyway, no, can you not, sir? Don't push me into the other area. Just as I say that. But anyway, I have been putting a lot more time into Freedom Unite lately. I like to bounce back and forth between Portable 3rd and Freedom Unite. How it usually works is I'll play Portable 3rd until I get sick of it, and then I'll go to Freedom Unite, and then it will be so on and so forth. Could you please turn towards me, not the other people I'm trying to, you know, get a KO off on you, mister. Of course, it's not within the Rathalos' best interests to get KO'd, but it's definitely in my best interest, so I'm going to be asking for that to happen. Of course, just to briefly talk about hammer sets, definitely, that's a great example right there, in fact, of what I'm about to talk about. Having high-grade earplugs is bloody essential when you are using the hammer, because if you're not using high-grade earplugs, then you've just lost a huge opportunity to hit the head. It's the same with... Oh, I thought he was going to turn. Sorry if I hit anyone. Fortunately, I did not. But yeah, definitely, I see people using hammers without high-grade earplugs, same with greatsword. You know, a monster roaring is a huge I thought I was going into a... don't worry, I didn't intend to do an upswing there, but anyway. That's beside the point. What I'm trying to say is that a monster roaring is a huge opportunity for weapon types like the hammer and the greatsword, so it's kind of ridiculous that people don't have some sort of resistance to that. In 3 Ultimate it was really good because you could just slap on Rocksteady, which was really easy to get, and you were resistant to pretty much all monster roars that weren't really, really high level, like Elder Dragons and such. But, well, maybe even some Elder Dragons were fine, but then again, there weren't too many Elder Dragons in that game, apart from Elatrion, Moralis, and that might be all. That's all I can think of right now. Enjoy the sound of me mashing. But anyway, yeah, so this hammer set is pretty much... Oh, damn, I'm hitting the X button to select these things. Also, I'll mention... Actually, I don't want to get onto too many topics. One bad habit of mine is that I'll get off on a different topic before I've even completed the first topic I was talking about. But anyway, to try and complete that topic, you can see here that this set is very, very much designed for the hammer. You've got weakness exploit because, of course, for the vast majority of hunts, the head is going to be the weak point. Apart from this hunt, of course, because that makes it harder for me to make my point, which, yeah, that's pretty normal for me. I like to make things a little bit harder for myself. But anyway, I'm not sure if I managed to fully hit the head there, because I didn't see the little yellow indicator that would suggest that I got KO damage off there, but anyway, don't you do that, sir. Thank you for the life powder. It wasn't entirely necessary, but I appreciate the sentiment. But yeah, if you're going to use a hammer, have a good set for it, please. Because otherwise you'll have to listen to me complain about it. But anyway, look, I only talk about these things for the sake of conversation. I'm not here to really judge your set, but definitely, for those of you who perhaps don't consider high-grade earplugs to be important, it's important. Please use it. I'm trying not to hit Leica. That's why I didn't hit the head there. It's because Leica's right there at that head, and I don't want to be an asshole, but, you know, I am a hammer user. Hammers reserve the right to launch and/or... Well, launch is probably a good term for both ups... You fucking mongoloid! Anyway, oh, that makes me so annoyed. I was trying to get that triple pound, not triple pound, you know, the regular single heavy pound, whatever. But, anyway, God. Yeah, my commentary is a little bit strange at the moment, you'll have to excuse that. There you go, you got a golf swing to the face. I'm not a huge hammer user. I use the hammer a lot in Try, and that's when I learned it, or that's where I learned it. And, to be honest, any sort of hammer skills that I possess here right now, and they're not particularly interesting, they're sort of basic hammer skills that I have here, but these are all from Try that still exist in my hands or in my brain or whatever you want to say. I still have some sort of command over that ability to use the hammer, even though that's from like 2010, 2011 sort of era of playing Monster Hunter for me. So yeah, because I have not really used hammer since Try. There's no real reason why that's the case, it's just maybe hammer was not one of my mainly used weapon types, but because Try has such limited content, and also less weapon types to choose from in general, I just found myself using the hammer quite a lot. So, yeah, it's just another way for me to spend time in that game, use the hammer. So I used it quite a lot overall, because I did everything a lot in that game. So... yeah, and also it was a pretty good game for hammer as well, especially coming from second generation. Oh, there we go, managed to get the KO hit off on there. Don't know if I'm going to get the second KO here. Hopefully my build-up's been alright. We'll go for the golf swing in the Baby Maker. Bang! No, that was the chest. Didn't quite get the Rathalos in there. Try to go for the golf swing on the face. No, got the wing instead, which is actually good for damage, but not so much for KO. So maybe I managed to get a weakness exploit multiplier off that. Possibly. Possibly, but anyway. I would pull out my pitfall trap. There we go, there's the second KO. Guess my build-up was alright on that one. Like to go for extra damage here, so that's what I'm doing. What was I talking about before? I was talking about something. It wasn't anything important, I can assure you. But, oh yeah, the hammer in general. It's just something that I don't really use that much, but hey, I'm branching out here in this game, doing something that I don't usually do and using the hammer, so there you go. There's something about it, it seems like a very... maybe it's because you really have to think about what you're doing when you're using the weapon, and lately I've become such a casual player that I prefer to just act purely based on instinct, maybe? Like, just operating off my subconscious knowledge of playing the game. I don't like to actually think about what I'm doing. Maybe for some people, weapon types like Greatsword require a little bit of thought, but I've used so much of Greatsword that I don't really need to think about it. And I'm sure the people who main hammer don't really need to think about what they're doing either, but I'm not quite at the level with hammer where I can just do everything without any thought whatsoever. Like, it's just purely, how do I say, subconscious. So, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening there. But once again, it's something a little bit different, so I'm enjoying it. Anyway, the topic that I wanted to get on to when I told myself not to get off on a tangent was the text that you're seeing right here. The font here is the PSP font. The reason why the font is different now to what it was before was because before I was using the default PPSSPP fonts that are installed in the directory of PPSSPP, which are therefore used in all of the games that are there. It's something like there's a copyright reason as to why it has its own fonts. It can't use the PSP fonts like the original ones from the PSP system because, you know, that's thievery, you know, in this day and age, for Christ's sake. But I guess the people behind PPSSPP, and that's really redundant to say, or at the very least frustrating to say, yeah, they're just trying to cover all their bases, I guess, or at least as many as they can, and that's probably a good one to cover. I don't really know much about all that copyright business, but I'm sure that Sony would like to take any opportunity they could to give these guys a bit of trouble if they can. But anyway, the fonts can still be downloaded, and they can be put in the directory of PPSSPP, and then you can just simply have the original fonts that appear in the PSP games that you do play. And that's currently what I've got here, so that's very nice. It looks even better in Freedom Unite, in my opinion. But anyway, damn. If you get close enough to Rathalos there, you can avoid that attack, but can you... I mean, it's a cool drink, you can have it, but still, can you not bother me, please? Anyway. Definitely, as far as mixed sets go, this is not the most visually attractive set that you can use, particularly because of the Ukanlos armor piece right there. If you put Ukanlos into any mixed armor set, you straight away have the ugliest mixed armor set you can find ever. My Lance mixed armor set also has Ukanlos, and it looks awful. It's the Ukanlos chest piece, and you know, everything's okay, but you've got this massive chest piece that just looks awful, and it ruins the set visually. But fortunately, I'm all about the armor skills. But anyway. Compared to the previous quest that we were doing regarding Silver Rathalos and also Gold Rathian, this is a better quest than the one I was doing before, of course, in... was it part 49, I think, for the video series? I was playing Portable Third, and I ended up in this quest that was a Japanese event quest, and it had Gold Rathian and Silver Rathalos, and god, that was not a good quest. I mean, to start with, I was not aptly prepared for it, and as well as that, the team was just truly awful, so, you know, I wasn't doing myself any favours, and the team was not doing itself any favours either, so, yeah. Anyway, or the team doing themselves... Anyway, I'm not going to get caught up on the English. You could hear that I was, how do I say, hesitating there on that usage of terms, but anyway. Or at the very least, I wanted to say something. It's funny because someone named this quest I just saw, because I do have my laptop open with the Hunsterverse chat. Apparently someone named this particular room Silo's Farm Don't Die, and then the re-face, but anyway, you know, the stupid Peepo frog, or Pepe the frog, I should say. But, yeah, the situation here is that this Min person apparently has lost their original save, and that's rather sad, but the person is so bloody dumb that I don't care. I've hunted with this person a number of times, and I have Psycho Serums, FYI, but I'm so busy, I guess, disparaging this person who has successfully found the Silver Rathalos that I haven't even been using the Psycho Serums. But anyway, yeah, I've hunted with this person a number of times, and they're not this person, male or female, is not the sharpest tool in the shed. So, and also the reaction that this person had to losing their original save was not the most not the most emotive reaction. Definitely not the sort of reaction you'd expect either, so God knows. I don't know. But anyway, that's what's happening with this quest. Just a little bit of background information for you. Leica, I have hunted with a number of times. Hunts a lot on Hunsterverse. Wanted to golf swing you out of the air, but that didn't work out too well. As you can tell, I've sort of given up on getting that third KO for the main reason that I was hoping that we'd kill it before I'd get the third KO off. That was my logic, but maybe I would have been able to get the third one off. Please get away. Anyway. So Leica and I are the damage dealers. I can't remember what Min is using as a weapon. I didn't actually check. I was too busy setting up this recording, but yeah, anyway. It works out well because I said that I was going to do one hunt before I went to sleep, and if the hunt went too quickly, then it would have been too short of a video, really, so I'm glad that the hunt's going to go on for a little bit longer. Things always work out in the end, you see. But yeah, once again, I was planning on recording Freedom Unite instead of this game, but, you know, whatever. The next Random Hunts video will most likely be in Freedom Unite, but anyway. It's just because I think the last time I recorded a Random Hunts video in Freedom Unite might have been part 43, something like that, so it's been close to 10 parts since I last recorded in Freedom Unite, so I think it's about time to make a return to it. And that was a high rank quest that I was recording there as well, so I prefer to get some G rank stuff there. Because, you know, sometimes oh god. So, was that the first death? Let me double check that while I'm just casually evading the Rathalos here. I can't really check that. That sucks. Anyway. We still have plenty of reward money left, I suppose, so we should be alright, but anyway. You know, if I were actually prepared for this quest, I'd have my flash bombs, but I don't, so do excuse that. I'm one of those guys who doesn't bring life powders, flash bombs to my quests, and things of that nature, so you'll have to excuse me. You see, I reserve those sorts of inventory slots for both drinks, whetstones at all times, even if I'm using a gun. Things like that, you know. A barbecue spit just in case. A bug net just in case, you know. I'm not about that life powder business. Well, oh. I don't know how that happened. Like I managed to get pinned, but also just before getting stuck in the pinned animation, also managed to flinch Silver Rathalos, so that's rather interesting. Why the hell is this thing not dead? That is a question and a half. Maybe even 2 questions. That's how much of a question it is. But anyway. Where are you going? You're going up that way, so let's go this way. Good idea, me. But anyway. Someone's asking Leica to give them a stack of mega potions. Which is pretty funny. Of course, it's very easy to give people items in this game, or pretty much any Monster Hunter game. You just sort of give them the items and then just quit and don't save. It's quite simple, yeah. But anyway. It's not quite as easy if you don't want to save, but, you know. If you want to go out of your way for the person, then it's very easy to do it without actually expending your own materials for the benefit of that person. You're instead expending your time. You know, I would say this monster is capturable, but... And actually, it would be better to capture because you can only get... what are they called? Rubies, yes. When this monster is captured, so... Once you stop running around... Of course, I got hit with wind press. Let's just put it down. Not going to waste a pitfall because nets are very useful. Can you not hit me with a fireball, please? But yeah, regarding... oh, are you going to... Christ... Please come over here, please. You useless person. Anyway, I don't know if you could tell, but I was going to say something a lot more, I guess, offensive, but I sort of changed my words as I continued the sentence, but anyway. Can you please get in the trap now? Or are you going to be a Rathalos and just keep flying around? Speaking of things flying around, I was going to, record some... Fuck! Did you just get in my way? You bloody clueless... But anyway, it's not that person's fault. Regardless, I'm just a bit confrontational. So, yeah, what I was going to say was that I was strongly considering recording some Rathalos hunts that I was doing in Unite, but I thought, maybe not. I'll do it next time. I've decided that I'll do it. So, next time I'm hunting a Rathalos, I'll record it for you guys, if I can. When I say if I can, I mean like if I'm in the mood or not, but anyway. I don't know how long this video's been going for, obviously more than 15 minutes by now. If it's around the 20-minute mark, that will work out very well for me, so... Someone's complaining about lag, I don't really care, because they needed the quest hosted by me, and yeah, Leica doesn't really lag through me, I don't think. But Min obviously does. I think Min is maybe from Brazil, something like that, I don't know. So obviously that's a lot of lag. For her or him or whoever the hell it is. But anyway. As you can see, there's a bit of a delay on the quest complete. Pretty much whenever I record on the PSP games, I want to be the one hosting so that the monster doesn't lag. I don't mind the lag with the monster, but it's probably a lot better to watch a monster that isn't teleporting around the place, so yeah. Regardless, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video of Random Hunts. I'm going to go to sleep. Anyway, I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.